Hi guys, how are we doing today? My name is Ken Mulo with Peakscale Legal, and I wanted to talk to you guys today about how to start a law firm. And a lot of people are sitting at the public defender's office, they're sitting at the state attorney's office, and they say, what do I do, right? Like, what is the next step? And I think it's one of those things where it doesn't necessarily come at you in the easiest way. Sometimes it's kind of difficult to make that decision. But, I think that ultimately, when I look back on why I went to law school and why most people went to law school, we went to law school to make money, right? We didn't go to law school to make $65,000 a year or $75,000 a year. Obviously, there's people out there, and I respect those people that say, hey, I went to law school because I just want to practice the law. And those are some people out there, right? And I absolutely respect those very few people who have that mindset. The people that started off and they said, I don't really want to get into the logistics of business. I don't want to get into all the nitty-gritty of all the business part of law. I just want to practice law. And if that's you, then this video is not for you, right? But if you genuinely are sitting there going, I'm here, I'm at the public defender's office, I'm at the state attorney's office, and what do I do next, right? Like, what is the next step? I think that there's a couple of things that you have to look at, right? One is how do you want to practice law? Do you want to create a firm that specializes in only one kind of niche area? Do you want to create a firm that is kind of broader and focuses on a lot of different areas? So you have to kind of make those decisions early on, right? Where you decide exactly what kind of law firm you're going to create and where you want to create it, right? When I started off, I was in the public defender's office. And I said to myself, I want to start a law firm, but I didn't really have any knowledge, right? I didn't know what I was doing. And I just kind of went right into the shark's den. I went right into Orlando, which is one of the hottest, most difficult markets to penetrate in the entire country. You can just take a quick look on Google and you'll see like kind of the different variations on Google reviews. And it is a brutal market to crack. I mean, it is not an easy market to crack, but I didn't know any better, right? Like, I just said, let's go do it. And Daryl and me, we went full-fledged into, creating this business in Orlando. But one of the things that I think that I urge people to do is, look at areas. And this is something that we can help you with, right? Like, if you're looking at starting a law firm, we offer kind of a different sort of consulting. This is, people that are interested in starting off, right? Not necessarily you're all the way there, you're making tons of money and you're ready to make the next leap, but it's more so, how do I get from the public defender's office or the state attorney's office and make that step? And one of the things that we analyze and one of the things that we look at is what market is best for you, right? For example, if I could kind of go back in time and rethink how I started in law and where we wanted to put our office, I would have sat down with an SEO team, an actual legitimate team of people that are intelligent, that can do an SEO audit, they can look at the difficulty for ranking for certain cities, and we probably would have had a much deeper dive into what are the busiest cities, what are the easiest cities to scale for, and we would have gone after very specifically those cities. And obviously Orlando would have been a thought. It would have been one of those things that, we get there eventually, but it probably would not have been our very first target. And I tell you this because, you're sitting there and you're saying, I'm just going to create a law firm and I don't really know where to go or how to do this, so I'm just going to go where I'm practicing law. And if you kind of look around where you live, in your area, you'll see that there's cities and there's counties all around these really, really busy major cities that are often probably more ideal starting points for starting a law firm, right? Jumping right into a major market saying I'm going to take over the biggest market in the country or one of the top markets in the country right from the jump might not be the best strategy. And that's something that we can kind of sit down and talk to you about and look at to see if that's the right move for you, where to put that firm. And I think that, you know, as we go along, there's a number of questions that we kind of ask and answer. And I think those are conversations that, you know, it's not necessarily going to be a one-time discussion, but over the course of multiple discussions, we can kind of help narrow down what area we want to target, the size of the law firm, the amount of spend that we want to kind of jump into the market with, and where to put that firm. So these are questions that I would be happy to kind of answer and go over with you. We do a free consultation. You know, shoot me an email. My email is keulo@peakscalelegal.com. That's KEULO@peakscalelegal.com. Again, this you know, this sort of inquiry is for those people that are looking to go from the state attorney's office into public practice or into private practice, or from the public defender's office into private practice, and kind of how to get that initial foothold from the LLC all the way up. All right. So I look forward to hearing from you guys. If you want to check out our website, it's www.peakscalelegal.com. All right.